In order to understand women in God's world, let's first understand who is God for us. Who is God? Is God that entity to whom we pray that we should get better grades and we should get a promotion and we should earn more money, a better house? Is God that entity who is there to grant our wishes of this order? Probably not. All these wishes that we have, they are getting granted to us or not granted to us by some kind of automated system which is constantly calculating and constantly getting upgraded in every nanosecond on the basis of our karma. So depending on that, sometimes we get what we want, sometimes we don't get what we want, and when we don't get what we want, that is because someone else has worked for it harder than we did, and that is why we didn't get that person got. When we understand this much about God, the devotees of God get less seeking and they get more meditative. They start contemplating and introspecting, and they try to think how to get into God's world and be of use to God by doing something that helps the world. In God's world, as we see in our epics and Vedas and Puranas, women play a significant role. I will take up some cases. For example, Jogmaya. The story is simple. Kamsa wanted to kill all of his nephews because it was predicted that the 8th nephew will be his killer. When he finds a girl as the 8th child of Devaki, he tries to kill the girl in order to not take any chance, and Jogmaya slipped from his hands and went out of the window and vanished into the air. But before doing that, she made a statement that your killer is alive, breathing and healthy, and he will come back to kill you. Now the question is, why did Jogmaya have to do this? Jogmaya didn't have to do this. She had slipped from his hand. She could have simply escaped. Basically what Jogmaya did was, she induced that fear further from which Kamsa was already suffering, and she made sure that the fear was alive and even more impactful in Kamsa's mind, and he lives, he is breathing, he lives, but he can't enjoy his life. He lives with that fear. So it was Jogmaya who punished Kamsa by taking away his spirit of a good life. When Krishna comes to kill Kamsa, all that he did was, he granted him moksha from the mess of a life that he had created. The same happened between Sita and Ravana. People say, or the stories say, that Hanuman was the one who burnt Lanka. I would say Sita was the first one who ignited that first spark with which Lanka had already started burning. When Sita was brought to Lanka, the first thing that Ravan lost was the faith of his wife Mandodari, who till then was his loyal supporter. When Sita came, Mandodari started telling Ravan to release Sita because she understood that he had committed a crime. So Sita was the one who had already started that process of the burning of Lanka by taking away from Ravan the very loyal faith of his wife. After that, of course, Hanuman came and gave that act a completion. He pulled it towards completion by actually by literally burning Lanka to ashes. So we see, and there are many other stories through which I can justify, and I can go on and on about this. Women's role in Indian mythology is to understand the cosmic connections and induce the punishment, and the role of the males is to put that the punishment that is initiated by the women, they have to give it a conclusive end. A fascinating way of looking at life, where roles are getting shared with complete division of labor to reach a common goal. The women protest against the crimes and induce the punishment, and the males liberate the wrongdoer from all the mess that he or she has created, and finally put an end to that person. However, in the traditional way of telling the stories, we have always been told that women are great sacrificers. They always sacrifice their happiness, which is not true. Sacrifice in Hindu philosophy has a very different connotation, a very different meaning. We'll come back to you on sacrifices, what sacrifice means in the Hindu philosophical context, in my next video. Till then, stay tuned. Bye-bye.